Hello and welcome, my Gemini friends. This is Jennifer from Mystic Star. I want to thank you so much for spending time with me today and watching this video. This is going to be my group angel reading for my Gemini friends. While I was prepping for this video, I was given a lot of feedback on how we needed to focus in on some healing this month. So that's exactly what we're going to do. We're going to focus in on that healing energy for my Gemini friends. Now the decks I'm using for this reading, of course, I have the Angel Tarot, then the Healing with the Angels, and I also have the Chakra Wisdom Oracle. Now, like always, there are links below to all these fantastic decks, so should they speak to you, you can go check them out for yourselves. Alright, my Gemini friends, let's see what the cards have to say. What guidance do the angels and archangels have for my Gemini friends? Jumpers. Okay. The first one, the Queen of Wands. Queens are that feminine energy. Whoops. Wands about that passion and fire. Then we have the Emperor. He's the fourth card in the Major Arcana, and he speaks about that stability, routine, and structure. The Queen of Pentacles. Very similar to the sister card of the Queen of Wands, the Queen of Pentacles is that feminine energy of the pentacle and very much connected in to that Mother Earth energy. And then finally, the Eight of Wands. Eights are about movement and manifestation. Again, we're back to that passion and creativity of the wand. What these four cards are talking about are using your passions to move yourself forward, to help heal and nurture you. Using that fire of courage and determination to overcome those challenges and allow your creativity to inspire and direct you. We know we have stability in our routine and structure of our days. And if you're finding that you don't have stability, focusing in on a very clear and regimented routine to provide that structure. The Emperor is amazing at helping with that structure and stability. Routine will help us because we need that stability of routine to help us with the growth and that passion, that courage to overcome these challenges. There's a lot of challenges that we're facing right now. And our solar plexus that the wands are connected to, that courage and determination, will help to ignite our path before us. The Eight of Wands is a movement card. In the original deck, Pamela Coleman Smith drew 8 wands descending from the heavens to the earth. It had that insight and direction from the universe. We need to embrace that 8 of wands, and it will help us move ourselves forward. It'll help us overcome that kind of stagnation we're feeling right now. All right, let's get and apply this to the healing aspect. I know we're talking about movement and creativity and passion, but let's see how this impacts our healing. So we're of course going to start off with Archangel Uriel. Archangel Uriel, what healing can you provide my Gemini friends? Surrender and release. It is time to let go of what is not working. We need to surrender to that universal wisdom that's coming hot and heavy right now and release what is holding us back. And we all have different things that are holding us back. It's going to be that courage and determination of the wand. Now, I hadn't mentioned this before. We do have the sisters here. We've got double queens. Queens are the 12th card in the minor arcana. When you have that double 12, the angels are telling you that this is a time of spiritual growth and awakening, and that you have the ability to manifest your dreams. What's holding you back needs to be released. How we can release it? We need to really look at that stability. We need that stability in our lives. We also need that nurturing energy. When we nurture ourselves, we can really start to raise our vibration, which brings out that high vibration. And high vibration, it's easier to create and manifest in our lives. Archangel Uriel, what further guidance and healing can you provide my Gemini friends? Perfection. So perfection is kind of a double-edged sword. We seek perfection. However, perfection is in the eye of the beholder. There are things that we quote-unquote think is imperfect or unperfected because it's got situations or problems with it. We can seek to better things and nurture and embrace and care for things so that they can flourish and grow. However, when we start with the foundation of perfection, that right now, in the here and now, that person, that place, that situation, event, or thing is perfect as it needs to be. You're validating all that amazing energy and, well, if you will, perfection within whatever it is you're looking at. When you acknowledge those amazing, positive, high vibrational aspects of whatever it is you're looking at, you give yourself and it a platform to help nurture and evolve whatever it is you're looking for. When you look at things from a lens of, oh, it needs work, it's not perfect, I don't like it, that's low vibrational. You're going to find yourself unstable and a resistance to that situation, place, person, item to change and evolve because we're looking at a low vibrational energy coming forward. Then complacency. We can't give up on our hopes and our dreams and our direction. Most importantly, we can't give up on ourselves. Some of this perfection piece that Uriel's talking about is ourselves. We need to nurture and love who it is we are and release that lower vibrational stuff that's holding us back. Those situations, events, people that are starting to suck our energy out, and we're seeing aspects and pieces of ourselves die because we're not giving it the energy it needs to thrive. So starting to sever those connections to those situations and events that are really bringing us down, and nurturing the ones that are going to be more life-giving and fulfilling. All right, we're going to thank Archangel Uriel for his wisdom and healing. And we're going to move on to Archangel Raphael. What healing can you provide, my Gemini friends? Freedom. You are going to find that as you start to allow that inner fire out, reigniting that stability in our lives and releasing what's not working, you're going to find yourself lighter and have a sense of freedom because you're not having that energy suck out of you. You're going to feel stronger. You're going to have more joy and happiness in your life. When we start to heal ourselves, we start to have that sense of freedom and we start to have that sense of joy. Archangel Raphael, what further guidance and healing can you provide my Gemini friends? Vanity. We have to be careful with what is holding us back. Our ego and societal constraints on what we think is perfect and beautiful and popular and societal thoughts can hold us back. We're not living our true self. And it's in that true self and identity that monarch is talking about. The Queen of Wands, the Emperor, and the Queen of Pentacles. That inner core that is ignited with those passions and creativity that creates that stability, that inner self, that fire that burns bright within us. When we acknowledge and nurture that, that's when we live that authentic self. There are constraints and misdirections of the lower vibrational energies and ego that bring us down, that reduce our freedoms and our sense of connectedness and joy. So vanity is connected in with your throat chakra and reducing your ability to communicate that true authentic self and truths and hearing those true authentic words. The throat chakra is connected into the communication and hearing, as well as the verbal words. So when we are focused in on what society says is important and those more vain type ideals, we start to limit our abilities to be our true self. Balance. Balance is key. We live in a society. We have to live in those societal norms. We also live within families and work. And there's so many things we have to balance, and they all have their own norms. Yes, we want to have a sense of freedom. However, we can't go to the extreme. Even releasing what isn't working and focusing in on those high vibrational aspects of our lives will help to cause that sense of awe in ourselves. Lifting some of the burden we're carrying on our shoulders and being able to rebalance what is truly important in our lives. None of what I talk about are major shifts. I don't believe in major shifts. If we take this slow and steady, we're able to sustain and maintain the changes. We're able to embrace them and incorporate them more fully into our lives. So when we're looking at shifting out of that vain area, what we're looking at is, rather than focusing in and worrying about what it is societally acceptable or trying to reach those goals that may not be attainable for you, focus in on what's important for you. Balancing out those important pieces. Because societal norms and views change and evolve as time goes on. So it is not a stagnant aspect. Keeping that balance is going to be key. Where society goes does not necessarily mean we have to follow. There are some norms that we don't break free of. There are others that may not interest you or impact you at all. This is a very individualistic road. We have to apply it to your lifestyle. Like I said, small shifts, and you also the key piece here is going to be maintaining that balance. All right, we're going to thank Archangel Raphael for his healing and insight. We're going to move on to Archangel Michael. Archangel Michael, what healing can you provide my Gemini friends? Love is in the air, my friends. So Michael, he can be such a love bug sometimes. He's talking about, yes, that idea of new romance and new friendships in our lives, because love, when you're looking at it, does not always mean a sexual, intimate relationship. It can mean friends and new acquaintances. But what Michael's really talking about is a reconnection and a new love for self. When we start to reflect on what is important and how we can focus in on what's truly important for ourselves, we start to connect with ourselves on a deeper level. Like everything, things shift and evolve. We need to be focusing in on our relationship with ourselves, strengthening and improving that, nurturing and allowing that passion to flow forward for ourselves. That will help tremendously in raising our vibration, and it'll help with that abundance, that growth, and most importantly, those new people in our lives. Because when we have high vibration, that's when people are attracted to us, because we exude an energy that they want to be in. All right, Archangel Michael, what further guidance and healing can you provide for my Gemini friends? Self-worth really connects in to, well, connecting in and strengthening ourselves, and really looking at that perfection piece. Because when you start with that high vibration, that in the here and now, I am as good as I can be. I am quote unquote perfect. And that you want to nurture and love yourself more so that you can keep moving forward. Sorry. I love it when my cards start to catch up with me. We need to be able to acknowledge and embrace that high vibrational piece of ourselves, that passion piece, those pieces that give you that joy and fulfillment, that don't hold you back. Will help with that creation piece. It'll help you with that evolution of yourself, but it'll also help bring new creative aspects to yourself and to your life. Connects back into that Eight of Wands. When we connect into that passion piece, high vibration, we can create that abundance and manifest pieces in our lives that we want and need. Destiny. I know it's a really kind of a cliche word. Oh, we're destined to do things. Well, it's true actually. Before we were incarnated, we planned out and signed contracts with beings and people to be part of our lives, things that we wanted to learn and experience. So yes, there is some truth to that destined piece. As much as we are destined and agreed to learn something, we still have free choice. So we can choose not to participate or learn on different aspects and pieces. Unfortunately, we're going to start to see things come back around again because we haven't learned it. So acknowledging that if you start to see things cycle through and you start to see patterns, really reflect into those patterns, because something there is important. When you slow down and check into those patterns, so if you've had like a run of bad partners, check in to what it is about them, those characteristics, those pieces. Check in to that self-worth and love, because until we can love ourselves, we can't truly incorporate love for others. So really checking into the patterns and things that keep coming up in your life, because there are some things that won't go until we learn them. And then finally, isolation. Kind of connects into that vanity card. It's more of a warning than oh, this is a good thing. We need to be careful that we don't literally put ourselves in a closet. Goes into that self-worth and that passion piece. We need to allow our passions forward. Like I said, your passions need to really drive you right now. We can't do that if we're hiding away. Embracing who we are, connecting into our amazing aspects and pieces of ourselves so that we can allow them to be brightly shining, so that it will not only impact yourself and what it is you create in your life, it starts to attract those people into our lives that are going to be important. They're going to be meaningful for us. Because when our light shines bright and true, that's when people can start to see us. All right, we're going to thank Archangel Michael for his support and wisdom and move on to Archangel Gabriel. Archangel Gabriel, what healing can you provide my Gemini friends? Body care. Very important piece. Many of us are very hard on our physical body. We're using this for this lifetime. We have things that we want to do, things we want to learn. We can't learn them if our body is run down and not working properly. So ensuring that we are caring for not only our spiritual well-being, but our physical well-being as well. Goes back into what Raphael was talking about balance. We need to take care of our physical body just as much as our spiritual sense so that we are able to have that foundation to move forward from. We can raise our vibration better when we're caring for ourselves in that physical sense. As we eat better, sleep better, and drink fluids, we drink the water, we start to raise our vibration because our body isn't so sluggish and feeling achy and gross. Again, going back to that creation. The higher our vibration, the more ability we have to create and manifest in our lives. All right, Archangel Gabriel, what further guidance and support can you provide my Gemini friends? Enlightenment very much talks about that the higher your vibration, the easier it is for you to hear the wisdom and guidance of your high vibrational beings, because they're not having to convert the energy to a lower vibration. They hear us with no problem. We just don't always connect in with them because we don't understand their language. Their language is in rhythm and melody rather than the word. Our language is very rudimentary. So the higher our vibration, the more we're able to hear and pick up the sounds and the pieces that the high vibrational beings are setting out for us. So high vibration equals better insight. And then finally, release. We've literally come into a full circle here. We're back to that surrender and release. We have to let go of what's not working in our lives. And the best way to do that is working with our high vibrational beings to help sever those connections. Like I said before, when we're looking at connections, they start to kind of wither and suck us dry. When we have events, situations, and people in our lives, we form tethers to them. They're like little strings or cords. You can't see them. They're more of the etheric cord, if you will. And when you start to sever and release these connections, you can literally sever the cords or start to sever the cords. Some situations and events are so ingrained in us that it's going to take a while. And the best way to start to sever cords is to use Archangel Michael and ask him. We have high vibrational beings here. They can't come in and just do it for us because they know it's for our greater good. We have to ask them. So turning around and asking Archangel Michael and saying, can you help me start to sever the cords that I have that are not for my greater good? And he'll start working on it. And he will also bring in all the high vibrational beings and archangels that he needs to start to sever and heal that connection. Like I said, some of them it's going to take a while, and he may need a number of beings to support him on this. I won't lie, Archangel Raphael works a lot with him on that healing. So does Archangel Chamuel. Not uncommon for him to ask unicorns and dragons to come in and support him in this process. But you can start to do that. You can start to reach out, gain that guidance, ask for that help. We don't have to do this alone. However, we do need to start to release it. Archangel Uriel brought that out on first card. When we start to release what isn't working, we can focus in on what is. All right, we're going to thank Archangel Gabriel for her amazing wisdom and healing. And I'd like to thank you for joining me today and watching this video. I hope that you found this video fun and helpful, and you're able to gain some direction and insight into what the angels and archangels want to share with you. If you like this video, please remember to give it a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel for the latest content. There is so much more to come, my friends. The best way to stay connected so you don't miss any of the healing and insight is to subscribe to my channel and hit that little red bell. Also, if you enjoyed this video and want to support me in making more, I have a Patreon page with many tiers and lots of perks. In some of the tiers, the perks are private readings and healings with myself. I have provided a helpful link below, so why not go check it out? Until tomorrow, my Gemini friends.